My mom was strong, tough, single mama. I mean, not just in word, although she did like to say to me, quit your whining, you're not bleeding, even if I was. But in deed as well. Like, when I was probably maybe 14 years old, somewhere early teens, I was selfishly watching TV while my mom mowed the backyard. And I don't know what my sister was doing at the time, but the mower made that sound like when it hits the garden hose or hits a log or something, it stops, which happens, you know. And I kept watching TV, and my mom goes, Stacy, Shannon, get out here. Well, we couldn't rewind or pause in those days, so I'm like, I'll be right there. Now, God, my sister and I went out back to find out she had not run over a garden hose. It was her foot. She was backing up with the lawnmower and tripped over something and ran over her foot with the lawnmower. And very calmly, she looked at my sister and said, go get the cute next door neighbor, Casey. Well, she just said, go get Casey. The cute next door neighbor part was implied. And then she looked at me and said, Shannon, find my toes. I'd like to volunteer for the neighbor mission, please. Now find my toes. Like, her Reeboks did not hold up to a lawnmower. But she was so calm about it. Like, never let us know how much pain she was. So my sister and I always felt like we had to be that strong, too. You know, got to the hospital, rather than crying or bawling or freaking out, I sang to her. I sang, I'm looking over my dead dog Rover that I overran with the mower, bark, bark. One leg's missing, the other leg's gone. Third leg splattered all over the lawn. I'm not proud of it either, but it was either that or freak out. It cheered her up. And then years later, she was in the back seat of a friend's car, and it got hit by a dude who was running from the law. Split her head clear open, right down the center. Split. By the time I got to the hospital, and she had short hair, she had the monk shave, like this was all shaved, and her bloody hair was sticking out like a maniacal Bozo the Clown. But she didn't talk about it. The only time I ever saw my mom cry, or the only time I saw her acknowledge pain or anything, was at the end of her life when the cancer, when every time she moved, the bones broke. And she was out of it and didn't, you know, and she let us know she was hurting. But that was the first time in my life that happened. And while I'm happy that I was raised to be this strong woman who doesn't acknowledge, you know, tries not to acknowledge when I'm hurting, I'm learning that it's also important and also a sign of strength to acknowledge it, to talk about the pain or the fear or whatever else is going on, the traumas in life. It's a good thing. You don't always have to be 100% strong. It takes strength to not be strong too. Plus, I'm pretty sure from me bearing those feelings, my mom in the car accident with the bozo look and the staples, pretty sure that's why I'm afraid of clowns. I think that was the beginning of my chlorophobia. So, I mean, I'm still going to be brave. I'm not going to run from a clown, even though they have huge shoes and I could probably win the race. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to acknowledge them and say, you're making me uncomfortable, clown. I feel traumatized by your presence. Step away from the Shannon. I'm going to talk about it more. I'm not just going to bury it, because when you bury negative stuff like fear, pain, or trauma, it just leads to more negative stuff like anger and hate. That's what I think about in the woods. Boy, she was tough, though. Woman impressed the hell out of me. And I miss her every day. Bye. All right, would you like a peanut? You're being very good, dude. I love you so much. I love you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Toby, say hello. Not in the mouth. We talked about this.